Yeah. To unpack that a little more. So we have a data center, roughly 100 servers, a full team, data scientists, and all we do is try to figure out, what can we see in markets that kind of helps our decision making and gives us more advantages.
Okay.
And the sort of the journey, if you will, we would typically today start by looking at the value chain and all its complexity. So imagine very hundreds of nodes, lots of interdependencies, and using really aggressive industrial scale data mining capabilities that we have in-house to do that. Then once you have this massive value chain, figuring out where are those bottlenecks, where are those constraints and control points, where in a company, if they can alleviate those control points, has outsized value capture and influence. Ideally, if you can capture the bottleneck, everyone else around you has to start paying some kind of rent. So, um, so finding those bottlenecks, finding then another piece of the stack, so to speak, is to be able to harvest all the companies globally that are working in that space. So who's in the bottleneck today? Which companies, big or small? And of course, we're focusing on startups in the early side because that's our fund. And sometimes you'll go through a bottleneck and there really aren't any great startups out there, and you pass and you move to the next. So it's not as if you find one every single time, but the ability to figure out where to focus, find all the companies, and then quickly evaluate them through data signals, through AI, and really identify who's gaining all the traction and creating all the value. So you may have 5 startups, or you might have 50, and we're able to see which are winning effectively and growing their value at the highest rate, independently of how much money they're raising or whatever's on PitchBook. So we have our own bottoms up way of estimating value and growth, and it lets us cherry pick the winners. So we start with the value chain, go to the bottlenecks, find all the targets, cherry pick winners. And those are the ones where we lean in and we do a number of analyses, as you'd imagine. But one of the key things we do at that stage is actually reach out to the startup and start talking to them. So all the work I've been describing is effectively pre-work we do to micro target who we want to talk to.